There's currently no vaccine to prevent
The world economy has been rocked by this
Hi, my name is Brad Lipshy, and I'm the owner, founder, and CEO of Event Solutions. And I want to thank you for taking time to be with us over the next 3 sessions and learn more about the state of the event industry and how COVID-19 has changed how we host events moving forward and in the future. We will have discussions on many topics, as well as bring in Joseph Nunez, and he's a corporate law attorney who will discuss liability concerns and how it has affected COVID. Well, you know, when the pandemic started, I would have never thought that this catastrophe would have altered the way we live in such a drastic way. And yeah, it was tough for all of us, to say the least, and events had never seen a shutdown that occurred like it did last year. But I can say with humility and grace that, you know, we are lucky and really fortunate to have survived. And furthermore, we are in a stronger position than when all this occurred. Well, you know, we rallied and created new partnerships and learned new ways to communicate and engaged employees with their companies in a rather short period of time. So we adapted and began producing virtual events for our customers, and this became our new normal, and we thrived in this new world. You know, I'm proud to say that in just 6 months after the pandemic started, that we produced a grand virtual event for over 1,200 people in 2 continents, with the entire company online gathering at the same time for their virtual events. And just like we're doing here, this is a virtual studio that we're very proud to be working out of. And it was quite extraordinary, and it was one of the proudest moments in my professional career. And now we stand here again at another transition to a new normal, as restrictions are being lifted, as events are being, you know, starting to reboot, and there are new requirements again and guidelines to follow to keep us all safe. And we will start to see new changes in the following areas: and sanitation stations, and guest screening, and new supplies, and cleaning guidelines, and logistic management, and distancing. And well, these are just a sample of some of the few guidelines that we'll be dealing with. So I guess you're wondering, what does all this mean? Well, it means that we are prepared to have in-person events again. Yes, we are very excited, and that we have created and mastered a new type of event in the virtual world that we can provide to you, our customer, and it is the most viable way to gather large groups of people who are located all around the country in a really cost-effective way. So we here at Event Solutions, well, we've made it our mission to help you gather safely and engage with your team virtually or otherwise. And I want to thank you again for allowing me to do what I love so dearly to do, and that is to give you, our customer, the highest level of service with the highest level of product. So now I want to introduce you to a very special person and She's not only very talented as a senior event planner at Event Solutions, but she's also our director of operations, and she will help you understand how to make your next event extraordinary. So please help me welcome Nikki Yep.
Thanks, Brad, for touching on the state of the event industry and what it means for us as producers and event holders. With morale being at all-time lows right now, mental health is an issue that you find yourself constantly addressing if you haven't already. It's no surprise after a year like what we had in 2020. Per SHRM's COVID-19 mental health research, over 2 in 5 employees are not satisfied with the amount of work-family balance they've experienced during COVID. And 44% of employees report feeling used up at the end of the workday. Hope this doesn't sound like you. But with that said, engaging with your employees and connecting with them is going to be key to identifying the pulse of your employees' mental health. And it's the first step to addressing the low morale and productivity. There are a lot of ways you can do this. Traditionally, we just go into the office, feel everyone's atmosphere and see each other's faces. But with the offices being empty now and most people still working from home, we have to get creative. Faces are still under masks. Hopefully, the CDC will limit that and we'll be able to see each other again. But right now, the transition to virtual has sparked a lot of creativity over the past year. Keeping the attention of employees and attendees for virtual events has been a challenge. Today, you'll get a glimpse into our reimagined world of employee engagement. I want to show you this video that gives you a great look into our in-studio, which we are here currently today in Irvine, as well as some things we've done hybrid and in this virtual platform space that we've created. Check it out. There are a lot of ways you can still connect with your employees and engage with them. As you could see from the video, whether it's entertainment or bringing in a motivational keynote speaker, there's great spaces and ways to really speak to your employees and find and boost their morale. An example that we had, and we hosted here in Irvine, is the Bear International Sales Event. We typically handle this in person in various states across the country. However, with 2020 and bringing into 2021, this past year, we were still wanting to host this virtually. We brought in Pacific Coast clients, Central, as well as East Coast employees, all the sales team, and we wanted to enforce the positive company culture, which is really important. Bear is motivating, progressive, fun, exciting, innovative, and definitely bold. By doing so, and we wanted to show this, we brought in a motivational keynote speaker, and it united employees with a big hurrah. Instead of everyone being in one place and doing a Bear hurrah, we had a virtual cheers. And I really thought and felt that the employees were able to connect. Planning in person again. When can we do this? Change is in the air, and it's not just the springtime pollen. In-person events are opening back up all over the country. Here in California, the date that we're working on is June 15th. This might come sooner thanks to vaccines and better understanding of the COVID-19 virus. Restrictions are being lifted. We couldn't be more excited, but we understand that you and your guests may be cautiously optimistic. Venues right now are extremely limited, and once June 15th comes around, I know they're going to be booking up extremely quickly. as they start taking reservations again. Some venues are still implementing the limited capacity guidelines even after these restrictions are being lifted, which means we as event planners need to do our due diligence to really understand what you're looking to hold and book maybe larger venues to accommodate your group. Some venues might even require proof of vaccination and or using masks inside for their venue guidelines. For events that are held on location, we can help build this out on site, on your facility space, whether it's in a warehouse or in your parking lot. This is a great alternative to having it at a venue or a park. We at Event Solutions have new guidelines and policies that we've put into place, not only to keep your guests safe, but to protect you from the liability and legal issues the pandemic has created. Tomorrow, we're going to have a panel. We're going to host a panel discussion with myself, as well as Brad Lipshy, who you met earlier today, and we're bringing in legal attorney Joseph Nunez. And we'll be speaking to all your questions you have regarding legality in the event world. Until things get back to normal, know that we're here and ready to start planning your in-person events again. But until then, we've crafted and refined this virtual space to engage and connect with your staff safely. Virtual events are a great solution for travel and time constraints for large group gatherings. But for those who choose to gather in person, know that we've gone through great lengths to put together some extensive cleaning and conscientious planning for our team members. Our most important purpose is to keep your team and guests healthy and safe no matter what. And we want to make sure that we make a decision that's best for your company. So how soon can we start planning these events? Nikki, you keep talking about events. Well, let's do it. The lead time for virtual events are a little different than if you're doing something in person. If you want to come to our booth, this timeline is going to be available for download, so make sure you check it out, and we have other exclusive downloadable content. So virtual events can be turned over within 2 to 3 months. If it's something larger, it could take up to 6, but that really depends. So the best way is to speak to us, and we can help guide you. Every event is obviously different, and these times are based on larger corporate functions. When we're working with guests from all over the world, understand that deadlines are really important, and these are met by great project managers. We at Event Solutions have a perfect and amazing team of professionals that will make sure that your events are no hassle, no stress, and just a successful event. We are all starved for contact after a year of lockdowns and social distancing. If you've been waiting for in-person events again, please don't keep putting it off. The time is now. And if your team is not quite ready for something in person, virtual and hybrid events are great alternatives to still get everyone in one space together and uplift your team. Please return tomorrow for day 2, where we're addressing the future of events, including what industry expectations are, legality concerns, engagement and inclusion of a divided workforce, as well as capabilities for in-person events in the post-pandemic world. The session will have CEO Brad Lipshy, who you met, myself, Nikki Yep, and corporate law attorney Joseph Nunez. On day 3, we're going to be discussing how to accommodate every comfort level through the hybrid solution, which engages employees, promotes mental health through vital connections, and highlights your company culture. We also will have, after day 3, we'll have a Q&A session with senior event producer Denise Galbraith and virtual production manager Mike Ivey. So make sure you ask your questions throughout the next couple of days, whether it's in the chat bar, you want to DM or PM us. Check out our booth at the PIRA convention. And the more you attend these days and our sessions, we're going to be giving out a raffle prize winner. The more you attend, the better chance you have. If you visit our booth, we'll give you a bonus entry. Say hi to us. Thank you again for attending day 1, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.